Hello and welcome to this video. So I want us to talk about the median of grouped data. So how do we get the median of a grouped set of data? So first of all, when we talk about median, we mean the value. For example, for this case, these are the marks scored by students in a certain class. So the question would be, get the median mark. The median mark. So what we mean by the median mark is the mark that is in between. If you arrange those marks from the lowest to the highest, or from the highest to the lowest, the mark that is going to be at the center or at the middle is what we refer to as the median mark. So let's try to get the median mark of this example. So the first thing that we need to do is to create another column. We're going to create another column that is going to, or we're going to name it as CF. So CF stands for cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency. And what we do with this cumulative frequency is that we go adding the frequency, we move downwards, adding the frequency to the next. Okay. For example, for this class, okay, we are going to start with 2, and then the cumulative frequency of the second class is going to be 2 plus 3. Okay, 2 plus 3. So it's going to be 5. And then this cumulative frequency of the next class will be 5 plus 7. It's going to be 12. Then 12 plus 10 is going to be 22. Then 22 plus 5 is going to be 27, and finally 27 plus 3 is going to be 30. So that is the cumulative frequency. Okay. So, and if you want to know whether you are correct, the last cumulative frequency here should be equal to the summation of the frequency. Okay. For this case, the summation of frequency is 30. Okay. So there are 30 students in that class. So the final value for cumulative frequency should be equal to the total number of the students. Okay, so we now have the cumulative frequency column. So the formula that we use to get the median is this. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. We're going to have the lower class limit of the median class, and then plus into bracket a half of the frequency, or rather the total frequency. Okay, a half of the summation of the frequency. Okay, let me write this way. A half of the summation of the frequency, and then minus the cumulative frequency. Okay, cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. Okay, and then all these divided by the frequency of the median class. Okay, and then we multiply by the class width. Okay, I know the formula seems complicated, but as we move on, you're actually going to realize that it's a very simple formula. Okay, so let's start by getting the lower class limit of the median class. Or rather, before that, let's identify the median class. How do we identify the median class? So we identify the median class. So as we said, when we talk about the median, it's that value, or that value that is at the center, at the middle of those all values. And we know that the total items, or for this case they are students, they are 30. Okay, 30. So to get the value that is at the center, in fact, I can call it the nth term, okay? The nth term, which is the middle term, is going to be 30 divided by 2. So that term at the 15th position, is our median. Okay, so we need to identify in which class is this 15th term. So let's go back to the frequency, to the cumulative frequency. Now, this is what we mean here, the cumulative frequency. For this first class, the last value is at the second position. For this second class, the last value, this second class has values from the third position to the fifth position. So the fifth position, or the term at the fifth position, is the last one for this class. So from the sixth position, they're in this class, all the from the 6th to the 12th. Okay, so what about for this other class? So from the 6th to the 12th, they are in this class. Then from the 13th term all the way to the 22nd term, all of them are in this class. So this is including our nth term, which is 15th. So the 15th term is in this class, that is 61 to 70. So we have identified our median class. So this is it, 61 to 70. Then let's go back to the formula. So we need the lower limit, or the lower class limit of the median class. So we have now our median class. What we want now is the lower class limit. So for each of these classes, there is the lower class limit and the upper class limit. Okay? So the lower class limit is found by, we are going to add this value to this value. Okay, it's going to be 60 plus 61, and then we divide it by 2. So it's going to be 60.5. What about the upper class limit? Though we are only interested in the lower class limit, but let's also look at the upper class limit. Okay, so if you want to get the upper class limit, you add this 70 to this 71. So it's going to be 70 plus 71, and then we divide by 2. So it's going to be 70.5. So this class, which is 61 to 70, lies within those limits. The lower class limit is 60.5 and the upper class limit is 70.5. But for this case, we are only interested in the lower class limit, which is, we have seen it's 60.5. And then plus a half of the summation of the frequency. Okay, so we know that the total items, or for this case they are students, the total number is 30, okay, which is equal to the summation of the frequency. So we need half of it. So half of it is 15. And then minus the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. We need the cumulative frequency not of the median class, but of the class preceding the median class. Okay, when we talk about preceding, we mean the one that comes just before the median class. So for this case, we know that the median class is this one, 61 to 70. So the preceding class is 51 to 60. So we need the cumulative frequency of that class, which is 12. Okay, so it's 12. And then we divide by the frequency of the median class. So now we want the median class, this one, the frequency is 10. Okay, the frequency is 10. And then we multiply by the class width. What do we mean by the class width? So to get the class width, we subtract we get the difference between the class limits. The upper class limit and the lower class limit. So the difference is 70.5, which is the upper class limit, minus 60.5, which is the lower class limit, and this is going to be 10. So this class has a width or a size of 10, and that is the formula. So we can simplify this. It's going to be 60.5 plus, so 15 minus 12 is 3. Or rather, this 10 and this 10 can cancel out, and we shall be left with 3. Okay? So it's going to be 60.5 plus 3, which is going to be 63.5. Okay? So that is the median mark. That is the median mark of these students. Okay? So I believe that you have understood, and so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments or anywhere that you need some clarity, you can leave that comment in the description box and I will get back to you. So thank you so much for watching and have a nice time.